Alright, welcome to Beyond Quick Tips powered by Astro Gaming. My name is Jared Dunphy, and today I'm going to be going over another requested tip. Somebody was asking about what is the best setup for Strongholds on the rig. And I'm going to go over the most common setup and then the one that I believe is pretty useful in case you need it. I'll also be going over how to break the most common setup. So on the rig, we have the basement stronghold right here. There's the nest stronghold over here, and then finally we have the BR base. Now before I go into the first setup, let me walk you through some of the important items. So over here at the top of the tower we have the railgun, which spawns every 2 minutes. We have the camouflage that spawns every 2 minutes, and then we have the shotgun down here, or the scatter shot, that spawns 10 seconds after you run out of ammo and then drop it. So those are the three main items that you should be focusing on, and you might have noticed that 2 of those 3 items are on the BR side, or on the inside of the map. Basically the map is split up into 2 sections. We have the inside area, or the BR area, or tower area. It's just basically the inside of this building, and then we have the outside area. So you'll hear a lot of people talk about outside spawns and inside spawns. There are spawns littered all over the map, but it's basically split up into 2 parts. So if you keep that in mind and you look at all of these different strongholds, if you control the outside of the map, it's very easy to control basement and nest. And that's where a lot of pro players and even some of the top players in matchmaking, they'll focus on these 2. Because if you're constantly forcing a BR spawn, they're going to spawn way back there in the corner at the bottom of that staircase. So not only are they going to have a long walk, but it's going to be difficult. And I'll go over that in just a brief moment, talking about the sight lines and whatnot. But back to the setup over here. So with basement, or just the outside in general, you have a lot of weapons to work with. You have the carbine here, you have the scatter shot down there, there's a bullshot in the corner if you want to go over there, you have the plasma grenades, you have the splinter grenades, you have all these long sight lines to work with, there's even the splinter grenades down there. So you have a lot of ammo and a lot of toys to work with. So for example, a lot of people, when the game slows down a little bit, they'll load up on all these grenades, and a lot of people, they'll actually grab the carbine over here and they'll work these long sight lines, like I was saying. You can even see the BR base a little bit. You'll see some people that'll hide behind this block, and you can see it pretty well. But anyways, so say you're holding down basement with this carbine, and then the enemy team, they start taking nest. It's very easy to take them down because you can just bank grenades off of the wall and it'll bounce right into the nest area, and it's very, very hard to avoid. You even have this little barrel here where you can shoot it and damage anybody if they're hiding back there. So this is the main setup. Like I said, you have a lot of weapons, you have a lot of open and very long sight lines, so it's easy to defend once you capture it. But over here, say you're at the BR base, and I'll go over how to break that setup and also explain some other things. So for example, if you're getting this BR spawn way back here, there are a lot of very sharp corners, a lot of claustrophobic areas, I guess I can put it. So for example, if you try going through here towards Long Haul, it's very narrow, it's very easy to get naded. There might be a guy with a scatter shot or an SMG around the corner, so you don't really want to do that. Even over here near the camouflage, if you jump over this wall, you can easily get naded. It's very predictable. A lot of sight lines looking down at you, so it's very, very difficult to break into the basement. But if you want to do that, what you want to do is probably get that railgun or get some sort of weapon like the BR, which spawns at the box right here. And all you want to do is, you don't want to abruptly break their setup. You need to take your time and lose a couple points in order to take back control. So what a lot of people do is they'll get these long-range weapons, or just use their pistol. They'll go over here to barrels or yellow corner, and they'll just work these long sight lines. As you can see here, I can look over into no man's land. You can see the basement. You can see this long sight line. You'll see a lot of people hang out on the staircase. So you have all these nice sight lines to work with, and it's relatively safe as long as you note or keep in mind that these barrels are here. But just work these long sight lines and apply some pressure on the enemy team. You can even block spawns potentially and force them to spawn in BR if you do it right. But yeah, it's definitely just slowly apply pressure and make your way over to basement until your entire team is ready to fight. Do not, well, you don't, there are times where you can do this, but definitely avoid taking these very narrow and sharp cornered areas. Even over here in the drill platform or junction area, there's a lot of areas where you can get easily naded, so it's very, very difficult to work. But once again, just the main idea, if you want to take over basement, is to just push this yellow corner, or barrels as some people call it, and just work these long sight lines, apply some pressure, get some shots into people, and slowly make your way towards here. And if you're making, you know, a little mess of things, if you're making it difficult for the enemy team to defend the base, they'll start going after you, which makes it easier for your teammates to push up. And just to go back on all of this, these kind of tips when I'm going over the maps, this is definitely focused on solo queue. This is definitely something that this is something that you can do on your own, where you don't have to need a team to help you out. Just you can do a lot of stuff in Halo on your own and make a huge impact. So that's how you want to take back basement. But nest, as I was saying before, it's very, very easy for the enemy team to nade off of this wall, and it will land right in the middle or along this wall, and you'll probably not survive. So let me go back to BR base and show you how to break that setup. So you have the option of going through here, but once again, you have this problem where people can nade you. You can get, there's a lot of sight lines looking towards you. Obviously getting a camo will make things a lot easier if you just want to sneak over there. But one thing you'll see a lot of players do is they'll jump right here, and this goes back to the yellow corner where you want to apply pressure very slowly. You know, get some shots into people. Once you're ready, you want to go, and you want to run through here, and you want to keep an eye on people, because you'll see some guys that will hang out on the catwalk. And so you can either, you know, wait until they're all dead and run for this, or once again slowly apply pressure, get some shots into people. Now you have the advantage, and then force that play. Now once you get in here, they're going to start nading you. They're going to start chasing you and try to kill you. So what I've been doing is I'll jump on top of the stronghold here, and if you crouch down, they can't see you, and you're very far away from the grenades, so you won't get taken down. And you can also jump to avoid those grenades, but you will be exposed for a second. If you stand up instead of crouching, you can see over the catwalks. You have a nice sight line to work with. You can see a lot of the map, honestly, and this is just a great way to capture nest in a consistent manner. Now, if you don't want to go up top, another thing you can do is hang out down here, and you can slowly peek towards no man's land. You can look over at basement, and then once you're ready, you can make this jump without clambering. You can just do a crouch jump and then clamber up here, and then you can make your way over. A lot of people, they'll hang out on this box and they'll look over basement. They might jump to get some shots on the catwalk guy, apply some pressure very slowly, and then clamber up here. I did a video before where you can actually jump off of this ledge. You can do that as well, and I'm sure if you go to the video section on our YouTube channel, you can find that. But you know, once again, you can do this jump without clambering. Just jump and hold crouch. So that's a great way to save time and avoid getting killed from from behind or something like that. But yeah, the main idea is, you know, when I talk about applying pressure slowly, if you just keep charging them and you keep dying, you're just going to give them points anyways. If you just play patient and just work it very, very slowly, you'll end up getting control, but you might lose a couple points. But hey, if you get a nice setup going, you can lock down the map and win the game. So that's very, very important. So once again, basically you want to hold down basement and nest, but there is an alternative, and I've seen a lot of people do it in matchmaking if they have to do it. I've seen a lot of people, they'll have, say, nest and basement, but they're losing basement. So they call a play and they'll move over to BR base. So they'll hold down BR base and nest and let the other team have basement. And the reason why this is cool is you have these sight lines from nest that look over basement, which is really nice. You can also come down here, and then you can easily run over to BR base. You'll see a lot of people hang out in this room area, under bridge or underpass, engine 1, whatever you want to call it. You can stay down here and just go back and forth in between nest and BR base, and you can constantly see over basement. There's not really anywhere they can hide where you can't see them. Even if they come over to barrels, you can see these guys. So this is a very nice location to hold down if you're holding down nest and BR. And once again, it's very easy to defend. If they're at BR, just run over here. If they're at nest, just sprint back and do that crouch jump I was talking about. The other reason why holding down nest and BR base is really important is you have a lot more toys to work with. You have the BR, you have all these grenades, you have the SMG down here, you have the railgun spawn on your side, you have the camo on your side. If you have the basement and nest set up, you're kind of forfeiting the railgun and camo unless you play very aggressive. But if you play aggressive and leave the outside area, you might let the other team get some good spawns behind you. So basically, overall, you want to have the basement and nest set up and make sure you stay on the outside. There are some spawns where the enemy team, they can spawn behind you and completely ruin the game if you end up taking BR base accidentally, if you play too aggressive. But yeah, going back to that alternative setup, like I was saying before, if you hold down BR base and the nest, you have a lot more toys to work with. And so in a way, even though this isn't the best option when it comes to holding down the two bases, you have a lot of weapons and tools to work with, which in turn might make it easier to hold down the strongholds and win the game. And honestly, sometimes doing something unpredictable completely throws off your opponent and it will win you the game that way. A lot of people, they expect the basement nest thing, and if you just throw out this random play that they don't expect and you're playing in a manner that they don't expect, they'll just completely be thrown off and they won't know how to react, and they'll probably end up falling apart and losing the game. So that's all I really have for this episode of Beyond Quick Tips, guys. Really enjoying this new series here where I've been going over the maps and the game types, with these different combos. So far I've done Strongholds on the rig and Truth CTF on the best setups and how to get ready and play these game types. So if you guys have any suggestions, any game types, whether it's Warzone or Arena game types, free-for-all, whatever, be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to look into it, and I'll probably do some more episodes in the near future. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.